Welcome to my channel, where we discuss everything and all things politics, economy, and development in Nigeria and around the world. The National Bureau of Statistics, NBS, has shown the population of Nigeria's multidimensionally poor people. You already know that Nigeria, according to NBS, has 133 million multidimensionally poor people in the country. And the NBS has broken down the 133 million multidimensionally poor Nigerians into geographical zones or geopolitical zones. And they are finding the breakdown of the multidimensionally poor people in Nigeria, their population, has shown that the Southeast has the lowest poverty rate in Nigeria. That is a subject that we're going to talk about. Why is it so that the Southeast, the most marginalized zone in Nigeria, that has never produced a president of Nigeria since 1999, when Nigeria's transition to democracy, is having lowest poverty rate in Nigeria, according to NBS. So that's what we're going to look at in this video and find out the reason why they could be able to do this despite the handicap they face in the Nigerian system. Now, before I go further on this, if you are new to my channel, you have not yet subscribed to my channel, please subscribe to my channel, hit the subscription button, hit the notification bell. When you subscribe to my channel and hit the notification bell, anytime I have a new video, you'll be among the first to know. God bless you. Now, the NBS, in each multidimensionally poor Nigerians breakdown, according to geopolitical zones, which you see the map on your screen from the NBS, showing the distribution of poverty in Nigeria. Now, it shows that this Northwest has the highest number of multidimensionally poor Nigerians, with 45.5 million people who are multidimensionally poor, followed by the Northeast, 20.5 million, Northwest, North Central, 20.2 million, South, 19.7 million, Southwest, 16.3 million, and Southeast, 10.9 million. Southeast, 10.9 million. So what we want to unravel here is, why is the Southeast the most marginalized zone in the Nigerian Federation that has never produced a president since 1999, when Nigeria transitioned to democracy, having the least poverty, while the Northwest, that has produced 2 presidents and has the richest man in Africa, having the highest poverty rate? In this video, however, I will restrict myself on why Southeast has least poverty, without dwelling much on why North has the highest poverty, Northwest has the highest poverty rate. Now, on that of the Southeast, it is a subject that I have addressed in my best-selling book, The Igbo Phenomenon, Secrets of the Enduring Weight of a People. Let me say it again. My best-selling book, the Igbo phenomenon, secrets of the enduring wealth of a people, which I highly recommend for anybody watching this. You get it. You don't have to be Igbo to like it. It's filled with a lot of knowledge, wisdom that has helped people of Southeast to be able to weather the storm of marginalization, to be able to fight poverty frontally, and making a lot of headway in that fight. And I used to also, before I go further, to go into why Southeast is having the least poverty rate. Before I go further into it, I want to also recommend, for those of you who have never read Things Fall Apart, I want you to go and read Things Fall Apart and study the character Okonkwo. Now, Okonkwo typifies the typical Igbo spirit of the Southeast. If you look at Okonkwo, you discover that Okonkwo was born in a family of poor background. He was born poor, and he was determined to make a better life for himself. He didn't have to go and beg, but he knew what had to be done. And you can see that Okonkwo, there was no ceiling that being poor you cannot attain if you work hard for it. And his life was a life of resilience. He was born poor, but he wanted to be among the titled men of his village. You saw what he did. He went and borrowed yam seedlings, so that, because yam is an indication, if you are a yam farmer at that period and you are good at it, it was an indication of wealth. He went and borrowed. His father was literally lazy. His father was lazy. Let me just leave it like that. And Okonkwo went and borrowed seedlings, yam seedling. And if you study that Okonkwo very well, you discover that the year he borrowed that yam to plant was a terrible year. You know what it means? It's just like somebody going to the bank to borrow money to invest, and then the economy collapse. The bank that you even borrowed the money, the bank collapse, or something like that. The business collapse. Sorry, the business collapse. You can't pay because there was a depression or recession or something like that. That was the kind of thing he faced. But you can see that Okonkwo was able to rise above the ashes of his poor start in business, and still was able to achieve his aim of being among the titled men of his community. That can be a summary of the Igbo spirit, which has been helping the Southeast individually to be able to rise above obstacles that both nature and man put in the way of the people of the region. That's a bit a summary of it, and I recommend that somebody should read. If you have not read that book, go and read Chinua Achebe's Things Fall Apart. It's one of the books you must read before you die. Now, why do the Southeast have relatively lower poverty in Nigeria compared to other regions? This can be attributed to several factors, but one of them is economic activity. The Southeast is known for its vibrant trade and commerce. Its vibrant trade and commerce, in which competition is strong. It's like the capitalism was created for people of Southeast. They believe in free trade. They believe in commerce. That was why, even if you see the memo that was written by Henry Kissinger, former Secretary of State of the United States, when he was writing about the Igbos in his memoir, which he wrote to the President Nixon in 1968, he described the Igbos as the wandering Jews of West Africa. In other words, even Henry Kissinger at that time knew that Igbos were virtually everywhere in West Africa, and they are involved in trade. So their economic activity is a constant in the life of people of Southeast, no matter which government is in power, whether military or civilian or whatever. And Henry Kissinger also observed this in his understanding of the Igbo. Then education. The Southeast has relatively higher literacy rate and educational attainment compared to other regions. You know, there are some people who think erroneously that because they go to the market, they see a lot of people of Southeast in the market, they think Igbos, the Southeast don't go to school. Or no, they got it wrong. Southeast was able to, not close to the sea, but once he understood the importance of education, Southeast took it as a challenge like every other thing, every other obstacle they face. And before you know it, Southeast overtook the Southwest in education. That was why, if you look at it, the first Vice Chancellor of University of Ibadan is from Southeast. The first Vice Chancellor of University of Lagos was from Southeast. How did it happen? It is because people of Southeast, when they understood the importance of education, were pushing their people to pursue education. Why some people are going into business? It's not. Others were going into business, others were going into academia. Okay? That was how people, these two people I mentioned, became the first Vice Chancellor of University of Ibadan. When it became a full-fledged university, it was someone from Southeast. When University of Lagos was established, the first black Vice Chancellor was from Southeast. And even if you look at today, if you want, you can go and check the data of today. You find out that most admitted candidates for medical sciences, medicine and surgery, go and check. There is already, you can go and check it. There is a data out there by StatiSense and Federal Ministry of Education. You see that Southeast is leading in admission of medical students. You see Southeast, number of Southeast being admitted into medical schools having up to 1,800 at a go, followed by Southwest with 1,600 or thereabout. Then others fall behind. So the success of Southeast in business is not restricted in business. You also see it in academia and in every area of human endeavor, for that matter. So education is taken seriously in the Southeast. And that's why many private universities in Nigeria, despite the high cost of education, many of these private universities, you have a lot of people from Southeast attending them. So education is taken seriously in the Southeast. So when you have an educated population, it creates an opportunity for better jobs. And one thing about Southeast is that when they don't get better job, they also find something to do with their hands, or they do other kinds of business to be able to get along without depending on anyone but themselves to have a headway. And that's why also Southeast is the zone that you are going to see the least number of beggars, indigenous beggars in Nigeria. You're going to see the least number in the southeast, because it's an uncommon sight in the southeast. Then number 3 point is entrepreneurship. The people of the southeast Nigeria are known for their entrepreneurial spirit. Many individuals engage in small and medium-sized businesses, contributing to economic activities. And this, with everybody, a lot of people engage in business creation and all that, it leads to lowering of poverty. And then also, the southeast has the diaspora population. I may be wrong, but southeast is perhaps may have the highest number of diaspora population in Nigeria. Why do I say this? When you hear people say, go to TikTok, or you hear other Africans say that there's no part of the world you go that you won't see a Nigerian, they are probably referring to people from Southeast. They are the most traveled around the world. Okay? So when you go to TikTok, you see Zimbabweans, you see South Africans, you see a whole lot of people saying, oh, Nigerian, anywhere you go around the world, you didn't see a Nigerian, then that place is bad. I have seen Professor Lumumba say it, okay? When he said it, he's probably referring to people from Southeast. So because people of Southeast travels a lot, so they have diaspora population. Now this diaspora population is also an economic enablement in the region. So there are remittances that come from it, billions of dollars that are remitted annually to the region. That also help in pushing up the economic activities in the southeast, and also helping to reduce the level of poverty in the southeast to the point that southeast has the lowest poverty level in Nigeria. Now, another point I have to look at is the historical angle. Now, historically, as I said, and cultural factors which made me to refer to Okonkwo and things fall apart. This play a role also in economic activity in the southeast, because historically the southeast region has a long history of trade and commerce. It has a long history of trade and commerce. That was why you can see somebody like Sir Louis Odumegwu Ojukwu. Louis Odumegwu Ojukwu, once he finished from Hope Wardell Institute in Calabar, he didn't bother to go to university. After his secondary school at Hope Wardell in Calabar, he entered John Hort. He started as a clerk in John Hort. But if you read my book, you see more details about how Sir Louis Ojukwu was able to be combining his work as a clerk in John Hort to creating the most thriving transportation empire Nigeria had ever seen up to that point, to the level that he had more trucks than any organization in Nigeria. That was why the Queen Elizabeth honored him with Sir. He was knighted because his vehicles was used during the Second World War. Because the British Queen Elizabeth gave him that knighthood as his contribution to the effort in the war, because he was able to supply the lorries, the big lorries that he used, that was used during to move troops and everything else during the Second World War. That was how, and you know, he was the first president of the Nigerian Stock Exchange in Lagos. In fact, that stock exchange building ought to be named after Sir Louis Odumegwu Ojukwu. He was the first Nigerian billionaire in dollars. and he was the first president of Nigerian Stock Exchange. So business was well ingrained in the Igbo spirit, so to say, of the Southeast. And you also find it in King Jaja of Opobo. Many people don't know that King Jaja of Opobo was originally from Imo State. King Jaja of Opobo was already trading in oil up to Liverpool when Nigeria was not yet created. He was controlling when you hear that the River State, Akwa Ibom and all this, they were known as the oil river. The oil river is not because they discovered oil. It was because King Jaja of Opobo was challenging the British and stopped them from trading inland. King Jaja of Opobo was supplying palm oil to Liverpool. People need to go and study King Jaja of Opobo. He was a businessman. Of course, he created a kingdom. It's a long story how he created a kingdom, how his Opobo kingdom emerged through him, and all that. It's a story for another day. But culturally, historically, people of Southeast are good in business when they put their mind to it. So when you have a zone or a region that is committed to business and nothing empowers and makes anyone rich like business, it's only in Nigeria that people who are working in government are richer than businessmen because they are stealing government money. Naturally, the process of wealth creation is through business all over the world, whether in the United States or UK or anywhere in the world. But it's only in Nigeria that a civil servant working in federal secretariat is richer than some businessmen. It's an absurdity. There are some politicians richer than businessmen. And these are the kind of things that Peter Obi himself, a businessman, want to stop when he becomes president. So that you don't go to government to become rich. If you want to be rich, go and do business. Now, then there's also the concept of chi, personal God. Now, Igbos believe in personal God, and when you grew up knowing that you can only your own limitation is based on the effort you put. If you put more effort, then your chi will say yes. So a lot of people from Southeast also have that ingrained in them, that if I say yes, my chi, my personal God will say yes. So when you have that kind of mentality, it makes you to put in all the effort you can. And if you're talking about people who are passionate about what they do, who are ready to wake up as early as 3 a.m., if that is when they are going to meet their customers, they are ready to wake up at 3 a.m., even if they slept very late at 12 midnight. That is how that is. So that helps in improving economic enablement and prospect of success and reduction of poverty. Then, of course, I will not stop talking about this without mentioning the Igbo apprenticeship system, which has been described as the largest incubator of business in the world. It is a system of wealth creation and redistribution. That is why you can see that if you look at Sir Louis Ojukwu that I talked about, if you read the history of Sir Louis Ojukwu, the Ojukwu Motors, you find out that through Ojukwu Motors, people from Nnewi in Anambra State began to get involved, not just in transportation business, but also in motor spare parts business. Because the apprenticeship system, people that drove, people like Ekenedri Chukwu and all the rest, many of them were drivers of Sir Louis Ojukwu Motors. Understand? So the system the Igbo apprenticeship system of the Southeast has also enabled the distribution of wealth. The system of people who are in business taking young boys from their community to come and learn a trade and work for them for 5 years, 6 years, 7 years. And after that, they are empowered to go and start their own business. That has helped to reduce poverty to a limited extent to the level that it is today. Because if you look at it properly, after the Civil War, the Southeast people, those who were able to have anything in the bank, were given only 20 pounds. That is what they used to start life afresh. But that apprenticeship system was able to spread the wealth around. Several families began to get economic empowerment. And that is the best palliative than what politicians are doing across the country these days in the name of going to distribute rice, bags of rice and beans as empowerment, as helping to lift up people from poverty. That's a waste of time. I think Nigeria should study the Igbo apprenticeship system, because that is a major contributor to low poverty rate in the Southeast as recorded by the NBS. That's my take on this. But for further knowledge on this, I advise you to go and pick up my books through Amazon. It's available. This book is available on Amazon, and Amazon is world #1 on print on demand. This book is available in e-copy, in paperback, and in hardcover. It will be delivered to you anywhere in the world by Amazon. Just order it like every other product that you used to order from Amazon, and they will bring it to your doorstep. And that's a book that I did some more analysis on the Igbo phenomenon. Thank you for watching this video. And if you are new to my channel, you have not yet subscribed to my channel, please subscribe to my channel, hit the subscription button, hit the notification bell. When you subscribe to my channel and hit the notification bell, anytime I have a new video, you'll be the first to know. God bless you. And please don't forget to like this video, because when you like it, Google will rank it high and recommend it for more people. Thank you, and God bless you.